Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 of my best tips for tomorrow's racing. Now before we get stuck into that, I quickly just want to recap on how our selections performed today. In the end, we would have come out with a small profitable day as we had a next best winner, which came at Leicester with Song of the Isles for Ellie Mackenzie and Heather Main. It was an absolutely comfortable success in the end. We advertised her at 4-1 last night and she was really well gambled on today. She was definitely one of the key market movers, and in the end I think she went off at 11-8, so it was nice to have a winner there. And also as well, we were able to claim a little bit of place money from our each way selection. That was in from the Cold, who we recommended over at Galway. He finished in 4th place in the end with the extra places as advertised here on my YouTube channel at 8-1 last night, so that was a little bit welcome as well. So yeah, all in all, not a bad day today. The other selections that didn't perform quite as well for us today were the Nap, which was Cockle Hill, who actually, to be fair to him, did run well for a long way, and I thought at one point he was going to be the eventual winner. He was in the lead, but he just got outstayed in the end. But I still think it was a promising run from him, and I still think he will have races later in the season that he will be winning, so he's not one to discount off the shortlist yet. And the other selection was Overright. He was the long shot of the day. There was a bit of money around for him. I saw his price shortened up a little bit in the market, but he was unable to really dictate things from the word go. King Carney made a bit of a nuisance for him, and then he always had to take second place, and that's the way he doesn't like to be ridden. He likes to have his own way in front, and in the end things just didn't go to plan for him. But like I said, it was a small profitable day today, and fingers crossed we can use that form to be built on for tomorrow's tips. So we've got 4 tips tomorrow, and 3 of them are going to be coming from the jumps action at Bangor-On-Dee, and the other one will be coming on the fibre sand at Southwell. So let's get into the tips for tomorrow. We're going to be starting with my Nap tomorrow, which runs in the 1:30 at Bangor-On-Dee, where I'm going with a horse here called Miss Amelia, which you can currently back at 7-2 at bookmakers at the moment. That price is available at Bet365, and this horse is going to be ridden tomorrow by Henry Brook, and he's riding for Mark Walford. Now this horse, if you look back through the form, last season she was seen winning at the course in a Class 4 handicap, but it probably really wasn't a Class 4 handicap. It was quite a weak race, but still nonetheless she won over the course and distance in really testing ground, and I think that's going to be a massive advantage tomorrow. If you look through the form of some of these horses, a lot of them don't like cutting the ground at all, particularly the Evan Williams horse, which has a poor record on heavy ground despite being a nice winner at Foss last time. He's going to have to give away chunks of weight to our selection tomorrow. And this mare ran a credible race on her reappearance at Hexham, where she finished in 3rd place behind Greystown. That form we saw was boosted yesterday by Greystown dead heating with Orion Inverness at Hexham, so that wasn't a bad performance at all, and I think she'll strip slightly fitter for that run as well. So I think there's a lot to like about her chances. She's going to be getting bags away from some of her rivals, and if she can get into a good rhythm under Henry Brook, who keeps a ride from Hexham last time out, I think she's could definitely go our favourite come post time tomorrow. And I think that Evan Williams horse could be quite weak in the betting. So Miss Amelia, I think she can go very close tomorrow, and I'd be disappointed if she isn't thereabouts come the end of the race. So she is going to be my nap of the day. We then have to wait for the 3:05, where we're going to go my extra tip of the day tomorrow. And we're going to go with the old boy here, Wazowski, for Theo Gillard, claiming 7, riding for his boss, Donald McCain. Now, Donald McCain has a great record at the track, and he's in fairly good form at the moment. He's had 6 winners in the last fortnight, so the stable going along quite nicely. And you currently back this horse at 9-2, which I think is fair value. Now, again, like a lot of his rivals tomorrow, not many of them are going to be able to handle the ground. But Wazowski, well, he's got form on heavy, and he's been showing quite a bit of form recently on his last couple of starts, which have both come at the track. He won over the course and distance 2 starts ago, and then he ran a respectable 2nd place effort last time out. He is getting a little maybe high in the weights of some of you. However, I just think this old boy never runs a bad race, and I think there's quite a lot of question marks over a lot of his rivals tomorrow that they're going to have to overcome. I thought there's quite a few in here that didn't look particularly well handicapped, or there was major doubts about the ground, but we know he's definitely going to like the ground. ground, and also as well he goes well at the course and he brings a fair level of form to the table, and if he runs his usual race it might be good enough to win this. And I think at 9-2 that's a bit of value there, and I think he could be slightly shorter in the market come post time tomorrow. So he's just going to be an extra tip of the day, and I'm going to recommend a 9-2 win bet. We then go my long shot of the day, which runs in the next race in the 340 at Bangor-On-Dee with a horse called Morning Spirit, which you can currently back at 17-2 each way. You can get that price for Betfair, who are paying 4 places on the race. And this horse is trained by John Joe O'Neill, and his son John Joe O'Neill Jr. is but for the ride tomorrow. Now this horse, Morning Spirit, you might remember we actually put up last time at Bangor. I think he might have been my nap, or he was at least my next best, but Morning Spirit ran well. He shaped well for a long way in that race, but faded tamely in the closing stages, finishing in 4th place. I think arguably he needed the run, and I think he'll strip fitter for that reappearance at Bangor last time out. Like I said, he travelled well for a long way, but like I said, he just blew out in the last furlong or so. But the form of that race has worked out not too badly, because the 2nd place horse, Constancio, went and scored at Plumpton last week, so the form doesn't look particularly bad. Also as well, another key thing for him tomorrow is that he's going to be stepping up in trip to 2.5 miles, and I think that's exactly what he's been looking for. If you actually look at the pedigree of this horse as well, he's related to some horses that have got 2.5 miles, even 3 miles, so stamina shouldn't be an issue for him, and the way that he's travelled into his races suggests moving up in trip tomorrow will be a positive for him. Also as well, he's now down to a mark of 116, which I think is fairly workable. Look back through some of his form last year, he had some nice form in some novice hurdles, including a 2nd place finish behind Grade 2 winner Highway 102 at Plumpton, so that doesn't look a bad level of form. And if he can recapture the spark tomorrow with John Joe O'Neill's team not in bad form, again I think he can run a massive race and will be definitely there or thereabouts if he can step up a little bit from his latest run. So I think there's a lot of things to like about his chances tomorrow, and that's why he's going to be my long shot of the day. We then have to wait for the last race on the card at Southwell for an apprentice handicap in the 750 as my next best tomorrow, and we're going with a horse here called Sea of Mystery for George Rook and Michael Appleby, who you want to be definitely keeping on side for the all-weather championships. Always does very well. I think he's won leading trainer quite a few times during his career, and he always has a strong team for the winter. But this horse, Sea of Mystery, has been running fairly credibly of late, and last time out we saw him finish 2nd at Chelmsford behind a progressive 3-year-old called Indigo Times for David Simcock. Now the pair were very well clear of all the rest that day, and if he replicates that kind of form tomorrow, I think it could be good enough to win this contest. There's a few horses in here that have question marks over the ground and also as well over the trip, or I should say question marks over the surface. A lot of them haven't run at Southwell or haven't shown that they appreciate the surface, where Sea of Mystery has. He won here back in December last year, winning quite easily, and I just think if he replicates anywhere near that run and the run he ran last time at Chelmsford, he is a major player in this race, and with George Rook as well claiming 3, that's going to help him there. So essentially he's going to be running off a mark of 62 at the weights tomorrow, and at 7-2 I think that's fairly good value. And if he, like I said, replicates that race at Chelmsford, I think he's a good thing in this race tomorrow, and that's why he is going to be the next best of the day. So I'll quickly just recap through the tips there. The nap to kick us off tomorrow in the 130, Miss Amelia, you can currently back her at 7-2, win only bet. In the 305 we go with Wazowski, 9-2 win only bet. 340 is the long shot of the day in the 340 at Bangor-On-Dee. Morning Spirit, 7-2 each way, 4 places Betfair. And then with the next best we go to Southwell for the 750, Sea of Mystery, and you can back that horse at 7-2. So they're the 4 best tips for tomorrow's racing. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button for more videos here on my YouTube channel. Also as well, if you're liking the videos, please remember to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do, where my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to know a bit more about myself, my website is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.